Alright guys, so welcome to the third project of this course. So in this video, we are going to be building this project by just using HTML and CSS. No JavaScript, no nothing. So this is what we are going to be building in this section. So without wasting any further time, now let's get into it. Alright, so if you want to follow along with this video, you will find a link in the description area which will bring you to my GitHub repository, and you can download all of these images from there if you want to use these images. So if you want to use your own images, so feel free to do that. If you want to use my images, so you will find a link in the description below. So what do we have to do? First of all, we have to create a new file with the name of index.html. Let's just create a new one with a class, not class, but the name of style.css, and now let's just make everything a bit bigger so we can see everything a bit clear. Write a doc type HTML, and the name will be hoodie in this case. So collapse this hoodie from there, and you know what? Collapse this hoodie, collapse this head area, link it with our CSS, save our file, right click on it and open it with a live server so that everything works the same and we can see everything a bit better. Alright, so what do you have to do for our navigation? So we are going to be starting from our navigation. So I'm going to just write like a nav start, and now let's just write our navigation, and inside this navigation we would have a div with a class of logo. Inside this logo we will have our h1 with the text of logo. So outside from this div, what do we have to do? We are going to be creating our burger menu. So we are going to be just writing a name of burger, and inside this burger we would need 3 spans. So if you save our file, you will just see a logo right here, but we will not see this burger area. That's because we didn't style that and we don't have any content for that. Anyway, so now let's just get into our CSS, and now let's just style that a bit. So for CSS, first of all, let me just write a resets for myself. So I'm going to select everything, and I want to just provide a margin of 0, and padding, oh my goodness, not pad, but padding will be also 0. Box sizing will be set to totally border box. And now let's get into their fonts.google.com and just grab our fonts. So for this project we would need 2 fonts. So I'm going to just write play fire display or play fair display, whatever you want to call that. So I'm going to just click on this one, now the other one, and we would need the font weight of that. I don't know which kind of font weight should we grab, and I'm going to just scroll down and I'm going to click on that 700, not italic one, but this regular 700. So I'm going to click on that one, so choose that one. And what else do we need? So we are going to be also searching for a Roboto one, so click on that, search for Roboto font. And yep, I'm going to click on this first one, and the font family which I'm going to be choosing is 100 and 300. So 100 will be the first one, the thin one, and then we have a 300 regular, not italic one. So now let's just click on this import button right here and copy this import URL and paste it at the top of this file. And we are going to be also copying these links, so let me just grab that. And you know what, let's just create a variable real quickly so we can store our data inside there. So I'm going to just write like a root. Inside this root, let's just create our first variable, which will be like you know what, let's just write our main font. So before we do that, let's just write 2 dashes in there, and I'm going to paste this link in there. Let's just create a new font like primary font, and grab this link, which is that Roboto one, and I'm going to paste it right there. And you know, I'm going to also create a class, or not a class, but a main color variable. So I'm going to write 239 and b7 b7e. Okay, so I'm going to just save that, and yep, we are totally good to go. So now that was just kind of a setup. So now let's just start working on our navigation. So we are going to be writing a comment for ourselves like nav start, and let's just start working on our navigation. So the first thing which we are do is that we are going to be just writing a display of flags, and flex wrap will be now set to wrap, and then justify content will be now set to space between. Let's just write align items will be now set to center. And padding, I'm going to give him like 20 pixel all around. Font family, I'm going to be using a not main, but primary font. And then font weight, I'm going to set that to bold. So now if you save this file, so here you can see we are now getting this logo, but we cannot see the other stuff like burger menu and stuff like that. Anyways, so let's just give him a little bit of margin to this logo. So logo margin from the left, we are going to be providing a 5 frames. So if you save that, and yeah, we get a 5 frame of margin. Now let's just start working on our burger. which is that burger right here. Okay, so what do we have to do? We have to just write a display of flex. Flex direction will be now set to column, and justify content will be now set to center. Align items will be now set to center. Cursor will be now set to pointer, and finally let's just give a margin to the right of 5 frames. So if you save that, we can still see nothing right here. That's because we didn't select and we didn't style that spans, which is inside this burger area. So let me just get these spans real quick. And I'm going to just write a span, burger and span. And let's just give them a border of 2 pixels solid of that var, which we create that main variable. And let's just give them a width of like 40 pixel. Height will be just 1 pixel. And margin, I'm going to give them like not 20, but just 2 pixels. So if you save a file, and this is how it looks like right now. Okay, so you can change that if you want to, but in my case, that's looking better. If you comment this one out, nothing will show up. Yep, that's looking totally better. Anyways, so now what else do we have to do? So now let's just start working on our header area. So I'm gonna just write, first of all, nav ended, or end would be fine. So underneath this navigation area, what do we have to do? We are going to be writing a header opening and closing tag. Then we have to just write a header content, and then inside this header content we have to write h1 with the class of main headings, and then new cocktail, and then br. And now let's just write a span of hoodies. Underneath these headings, we are going to be writing a paragraph with the class of primary headings. And now let's just use our lorem ipsum inside there. Okay, so underneath this paragraph, what do we have to do? We have to create a container for buttons, because we are going to be using a flex box, so we need to create a container for that. Let's just use a button, button, and btn fill. Okay, so let's just write shop. Now this is going to be our first button. Let's just create another one, which will be 50% off. Okay, so this is going to be a button outline. So let's just write a button outline and active. This one will be active, the other one will not be active. So this is how everything looks like right now. Underneath this div, what do we have to do? We have to create another container for our image. So I'm going to just write image container, and we are going to be storing our image inside that container. So we are going to be writing header img for image. Okay, so now we are totally done with the HTML side. Now let's just get in to the CSS side, and now let's just style that a bit. And let's just write header start. Start would be fine. Let's select our header. Display will be totally flex. Flex wrap will be now set to wrap. Justify content will be now set to not space. Yeah, I'm gonna just set that to space around. Align items will be now set to center. And let's just use a height of 90 vh. And margin top will be just 2 rems. Okay, so if you save that, and this is how it looks like right now. Okay, so let's just select our main heading real quick. Main headings, and font size, I'm gonna give them like 4 rem. And font family, I'm gonna use that same variable, which is their main font, and also use a transform and translate it to the y-axis, and -40, not 500, but -40 pixel. And now let's just use kind of a oddish black color. I'm gonna select that. I'm gonna change that to hexadecimal values. And the last value I'm gonna give is like 97. 90, oh my goodness. 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then we have a 9 7. This is going to be the color. And let's just write a line height of 5 frames. So if you save that, and this is how it looks like right now. Okay, so we just increase the size and stuff. Let's just work on our main headings of span, which we provide right here. Where is that? This span, which will just select that hoodies. And let's just change the color of that to be like totally black. So if you save that, and this is how it looks like. Anyway, so now let's just start working on these primary headings real quick. So we are going to be selecting our primary headings. Did I spell it correctly? P-R-I-M-A-R-Y. Yep. Primary headings. So max width, I'm going to give him like 500 pixels. Font family will be totally var, and then primary font, let's just write a line height for that as well. So 25 pixel would be fine. And margin bottom, I'm going to give him like 1 rem. And the color which I'm going to be using is 716D and 6D one more time. So this is going to be the color. So save it, and this is how it looks like right now. So now let's just start working on these buttons as well. I'm going to select my buttons. So just write a btn of fill, and background color which will be set to totally main color that we just selected there, and color will be totally white. The text color will be totally white. I'm going to remove that border from him as well. So padding will be for top and bottom 12 pixel, for left and right 20 pixels. So I'm going to also provide a margin right of 10 pixels as well. Cursor will be pointer always, and transition I'm going to just provide like for everything 0.5 second ease and out. Okay, so let's just use hover effect on that. So button fill, and once we hover over it, so what do we gotta do? We want to change the color to totally white, and border we want to provide a border as well, so 1 pixel solid, and then totally main color, and color I'm going to change that to like that main color as well. So if you save that, and here is our button. So now if you hover mouse over to it, so here you can see it will first of all remove their background color, and it will now change it to totally white color, and we have there 1 pixel of border on it, and the text color is also changed to that kind of a greenish color, which we are using kind of a main color or primary color, whatever you want to call it. Now let's just style the other button, which is the active button. So I'm going to just use btn outline and active. If that's active, so what do we gotta do? We want to write a border of 2 pixels solid, and then use our main color, and let's just also use that main color on this button as well. And background will be now in this case totally transparent. Okay, so padding I'm going to be providing padding for a top and bottom of 10 pixel, for left and right 20 pixel. Cursor will be a pointer, and we can use the same transition, copy it and paste it right here as well. So that's it. So now let's just use our hover effect on that. So btn outline of that active, and once you hover mouse over to it, the background color we want to change is that to main color, which we have as a variable. So we want to change that color of that to totally white. So if we save that, and this is our active kind of a button right here. Okay, so I guess that border 2 pixel is a little bit high, but you know what, that would do. So we are now totally done with this section. Now let's just select our image container real quick. So I'm going to just use like image container, and what do we have to do? I'm going to just write a border radius of 50%, and I'm going to also provide a box shadow, not sizing, shadow of 4 pixel, 7 pixel, and 5 pixel, 2 pixel, and then BCBABA. Save our file right now, but we will see that just in a second. So container, we have our image container. Where is that? We have our img container. Yep, we have that, and we cannot see that. So now let's just select our header image, which is header img. So now let's just select that. I'm going to use a header img, and I'm going to provide a border radius of 100% on that, and I'm going to use a background of URL in this case. So I'm going to go to the images section, and I'm going to select this image right now, and use a background position to top, and also background size will be now set to totally cover, not contains. I'm going to give him a width of like 400 pixel, and the height will be also 400 pixels. So if you save that, and here you can see we have this image right here and that box shadow. So if you just comment this box shadow out, save it, and this is how the image looks like. If you want to use it, so you can. If you like it, if you don't like it, so you can just remove it from there. Anyways, so we are now totally done with our header section, so header end in this case. So now let's just start working on our section 1, which is outside from that header. So what do we have to do? First of all, let's just write a comment for ourselves like header end. Yeah, header end would be fine. And now let's just write our section 1 start, and here we are going to be creating a section with the class of section 1. Okay, so inside there, let's just write img and container, like an image container, and inside that image container we are going to be creating a new section 1 and then img, and now let's just give him another class of header img. So we are going to be using that classes, and now let's just outside from that div we are going to be creating a new div with the class of section content. So we are going to be using all of our content, or we are going to be placing all of our content inside this section container or section content. What am I even saying? So h1 main headings, and let's just write summer, and then write a Spain with no classes whatsoever. So cell and br, And now what else do you have to do? Just write an offer in there. Okay, so outside from this h1 right here, what do we have to do? We have to write a paragraph with a class of primary headings. So primary headings, and we are going to be placing our lorem ipsum inside there, but not that much. So I'm going to just write like maybe 2 lines of lorem ipsum would be fine. I guess that would be fine. So now outside from this paragraph, we have to just write a button with a class of btn and fill, and let's just write learn more. So if we save a file, and this, oh my goodness, something bad has happened in here. You know what, we will take care of that once we jump into our css. I guess something is wrong. So we have our section 1, and then we have our image container section 1 image, the header image section content. We have our main headings, we have primary headings, and then finally we have our button fill. Let's just get into our css, and now we will take care of that in a second. Right, a section 1 start. Okay, so we are going to be just writing a section 1 and write a display of flags in here. Flags wrap will be now set to wrap. Justify content will be now set to space around. Okay, so align items will be now set to center, and margin top I'm gonna give him like 7 let me just write, oh my goodness, 7 rems. So if you save a file, and this is how it looks like, but we just have to change this image to something else. So you know what, I'm gonna get into that image container, and what should I do? We are not going to be selecting that. Let's just select for section 1 -img and change the background image to be like something else. So we are going to be selecting for this second kind of image right now, and the background position will be now set to top. Background size will be now set to totally covered. So if you save our file, and now here you can see we are now getting another image, and this is our text and stuff. So now for the headings, I'm going to select my primary headings right now, and I'm going to give them a max width of like 500 pixels. And I guess I wrote all of this code right here up above. So let's just search for that primary headings. We got a main headings, and we have primary headings of okay, so we don't have to write any primary headings one more time. I'm going to remove that, and here let me just write like what do I have to write? Section 1 end or end it would, you know what, end is fine. Anyways, so now let's just get into the product section. Underneath this section, first of all, let's just write a comment for ourselves, which will be like section 1 end, and let's just create a new comment for ourselves like products section start, and write a section with the class of products. And inside this product section, we are going to be writing h1 with the class of products heading, and let's just write our products, products, or products. So let's, inside there, we are going to be writing a section with the class of product categories. Inside this section, we are going to be creating a button with the class of btn outline, and this one will be now active. The first one will be active, and new arrival. Then let's just create another button. So I'm going to create a button with the class of btn outline of what? Top rating. And let's create another button with the class of btn outline and what? Best seller. Okay, so we are going to be saving our file for now, but underneath this section, like this button section, what do we have to do? We are going to be writing all of our products item containers. So let's just write like product items container. So inside this container, we are going to be rendering all of our items. So I'm going to just write item. Inside this item, we are going to be first of all writing item layer. Inside this item layer, we are going to be placing our image right here. Okay, so let's just remove this alt tag from there, and inside this src right there, we are going to be using our images, and let's just use our product 1. Okay, so we have our product 1. Underneath this div, we have to write h4 with the class of item name. So write a red hoodie and let's just write a paragraph with the class of item price. It should be item price, and I'm gonna just give them like I don't know which kind of price would be fine. $52.99 would be fine. And let's just write an anchor tag which will go to nowhere with the class of view products. Yeah, our product will be fine. View product. Now if you save that, and here you can see we have a red hoodie right here, and we have all of these kind of gibberish stuff. But before we take care of that, let's just duplicate our item container. So we have this item container starting from this area. So we have one, and let's just create another one. So we have 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and let's just duplicate one more time, like 6. All right, so now let's just change the values of them. So we have that red hoodie and that product. So all of the prices and stuff will be the same, but we just have to change the images. We have image 1, then we have our image 2 right here. So what else do we have? We have image 3. I'm gonna just replace that with image 3, and let's just use that image 2 right here as well, because we don't have a lot of images to work with. So I'm a lazy person. That's because we don't have a unique data. Anyway, so we have 3. Let's just start working on this one. So this is going to be the first one. So if you save that, we have a red hoodie, black hoodie, greenish or tealish kind of hoodie. Then we have another black and tealish and red one. Anyway, so now we are totally done with this section. I mean, like the HTML side of this section. So now let's just get into a CSS, and now let's just start working on that. So we are going to be writing a products start, and inside there, let's just start working on our products. In here, I'm going to put a margin top of 10 rem. Display will be now set to flex. Flex wrap will be now set to wrap. Flex direction, I'm going to set that to column. And justify content, I'm going to set that to center. Align items will be also set to center. So if you save that, everything is now perfectly at the center, and so is these buttons as well. Let's just select our product heading. So we are going to first of all select our products, and then we are going to be selecting our products heading, which is the product and then product headings. So what do we have to do? We have to change the font family to like a var or primary font. Let's just increase the font size to be like 2 rem. Margin will be for the bottom, I'm going to give him like 3 rem. So if you save that, and this is looking cool. So now let's just take care of the other button, like these 2 buttons. So let's just select, I'm going to take this selector. It's kind of a long one. Cut that and paste it right here. And instead of heading, I'm going to change that to categories and select our button. I'm going to give him a margin right of 20 pixel, and margin bottom, I'm going to give him like 20, not 20, but 2 rem. So if you save that, and yeah, I guess we messed it up something. categories. We have products and product categories, not products categories. So if you save that, this is working, but something is wrong. So, okay, so it's working anyways. Let's just check our buttons. So we have a btn outline, outline, and outline active. But let's just check btn outline. So if the product is outline, then provide active class on there. If not, so what do we have to do if it's not? You know what, we will take care of their buttons later. So now let's just start working on our products headings and stuff. So now let's just select our products, products, and let's just select our products, product items, and container, which is their product item container, which we have right here. I'm going to copy that real quick, and I'm going to paste it right here. Let's just use our display flex on it. And flex wrap will be now set to wrap. Justify content will be set to center. Align items will be now set to center. Margin will be not max resolution, but margin will be set to 20 pixel. Max width, I'm gonna give him like a 60 rem. So that's fine. Now let's just use a huge products. I'm gonna use a products and use a product item and container, and now let's just select our item inside there, and we are going to be just providing a margin of 20 pixel all around. And yeah, this is looking cool. So now let's just take care of that layer real quick. So what do we have to do? I'm going to copy this, I'm going to paste it right here, and let's just select our item. Not item, but item layer to be precise. So layer, and let's just provide a background color of this kind of a different kind of background color, EB F1 F0. And padding, I'm gonna give him is like 40 pixel, and margin right, I'm gonna give him like 20 pixel. margin will be 0 auto, so that we want everything to be totally at the center. And margin bottom, I'm gonna give him like 20 pixels. So if you save that, and yeah, we have our products, and yeah, this is how our products looks like for now. So this was it for a layer, and now let's just decrease the sizes of their images. So I'm going to use a long URL, not URL but selector, and we are going to be selecting that item layer in this case, and also you select our image right there. Okay, so inside there we are going to be providing a width of 150 pixel and the height will be 200 pixels. So if you save that, and this is how currently it looks like right now. Okay, so we are totally done with this section, but I guess we have to just style that names and stuff. So now let's just take care of these names. So we are going to be just styling that just a little bit. So let's just select everything and use items and not item layer in this case. So we are going to be just selecting item, and now let's just select the item name. Okay, so what do we have to do? So I'm going to write a font family of var primary font, and margin for the bottom I'm going to give him like 10 pixels. So if you save that, this is how it looks like. And now let's just use that same selector, and instead of item layer we are going to be just writing item price, price. Font family, I'm going to change that to var of that not main color but primary font. And the margin bottom, I'm going to give him just a little bit of margin bottom in this area as well, so like 10 pixels. Save it, and this is how it looks like. Anyways, so what do we have to do next? We have to select that item and view product. Okay, VIEW, yep, the spelling is correct. Font family will be also using that what is a primary font, and margin bottom I'm gonna give is like 10 pixel, and text decoration I'm gonna remove that, and color I'm gonna use that main color of the variable, and border for the bottom I'm gonna provide 1 pixel solid, and then var, let's just reuse our main color. Okay, so this is now how it looks like right now. Okay, so this is looking better, and I'm wondering how can we change this one to something else maybe. So let me just take care of these buttons real quick. So I'm gonna cut this, or you know what, I'm gonna paste this active on these as well, like so. And yeah, that's looking better. So you can just click on that if you want to, or you can provide different kind of styling for that. So you can also provide different kind of styling for that if you want to. Anyways, so we are now totally done with this section as well. So what do we have to, what was the name of this section? Okay, so product section. We are now totally done with our product section. Let's just write products section end. And now let's just start working on our new section, which is a customer reviews. So customer reviews start. Yep. And we are going to be also writing an end for that. Inside there we are going to be writing first of all our h1 with the class of customer heading. Okay, so we are going to be writing our clients says what section with the class of customer reviews, and inside there we are going to be writing a customer like so. And inside there we are going to first of all need a customer image, and then we would need an image and then image 1. Underneath this div we are going to be writing h1 with the class of customer name. Her name will be Anna Maria, and let's just write a paragraph with the class of customer description. And let's just put a little bit of lorem ipsum inside there. I'm gonna just go with this Elliot or Elite, whatever you want to call that, and let's just duplicate this customer a few times. So we are going to be selecting that, and we have our first customer, and we have second and third. So yep, the images are the same. So let's just use image 2 in this case, and name to be, I don't know, let's just not worry about the name. So this one will be 3. So customer and customer images. So if you save that, we have all of these peoples right here, but we don't have their images. So let's just get into our CSS and write a comment like products section end, and write customer review section start, section start. Duplicate that and change that to end as well. And we're going to be placing all of our customer review styling in here. So customer okay, customer customers reviews. Let's just check the classes. So customer heading, customer reviews, copy that. I'm not sure about my spelling, so I'm gonna paste it in here. Customer reviews, margin for the top will be 5 rem, display will be totally flex, flex wrap will be now set to wrap, justify content will be now set to not center but space around, and align items will be now set to center. Okay, so that's it about their customers review. You cannot see that right now. Let's just select our each customer, custom. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to copy this name. Yep, text align will be now set to totally at the center. Let's just get our customer heading. So customer heading. Okay, so font family will be now set to totally that main, not main, but primary font which you use as a variable. Font size will be 2 rem, and margin bottom I'm gonna give them like 20 pixel, and text align will be now set to center, and margin for the top area I'm gonna give them like 10 rem. So now if you save that, and this is how it looks like right now. Anyways, so now let's just start working on our customer reviews. So let's just use our customer reviews first of all, and then use a customer description. So font size I'm going to increase that to 12, not increase but decrease that to 12 pixel. Margin for the top will be 20 pixel, and max width I'm going to give him like 200 pixel, and text align in this case will be now set to center, and margin I'm going to give him is like 10 pixel. And finally let's just use our font family of var and primary font. So if you save that, and let's just make it a bit bigger so you guys can see everything. Let's grab that in here. Yeah, so now I guess that it's time to place our images in here. We have our customer, and then we have a customer image, and now let's just get the image. So what do we have to do? We gotta give them a width of some sort, like 200 pixel will be fine. Duplicate that. Oh my goodness, my shift key is not working, I don't know why. And then height, and then let's just provide a border radius for that, 100%. And background size we are going to be using is cover, and background position I'm gonna give him is like center. Background position will be now set to center, and margin I'm gonna write margin 0 auto, and margin bottom bottom of like 20 pixel. And now let's just use our images. So we have customer 1, 2, and 3. So we are going to be using customer, then image 1. So what do we have to do? We have to just use a background image of URL, and let's get into our images folder. Go back, images folder. Inside this images folder we are going to be selecting this last one image. And now if you save that, so here you can see this image will now take its place right here. Let's just duplicate that 2 times. So this is going to be a customer 2, and this is going to be the customer 3. And let's just change these images to something else, like this Josh one, and this one will be set to million or whatever. So save it. And yeah, this shouldn't have to be an Anna, it should be like maybe some sort of a John Doe. Alex would be fine. Alex Merson. So if you save that, we have our Alex Merson, then we have our Anna, and I don't know, this is going, her name is going to be like Alisa maybe. Alisa, or yeah, Alisa would be fine. So if you save that, I'm not sure about this name, if there's a valid name or not, but I just give her name. Anyways, so that's it. Yep, that's it about a customer review sections. And now let's just finally start working on our footer area. So this is going to be the final thing of our project. So here we just have to write footer start and duplicate that footer end. Let's just write our footer. Inside this footer we are going to be writing our container. Inside that container we are going to be writing a footer heading, and here it will be now set to location. And then we have a footer primary heading. Okay, so we are going to be writing like heading, I don't know, you can just go with any heading, like a real word would be fine. So if I just put like a real word in here, and let's just write a street as well. So we have another footer. Okay, so this is going to be our h1, and this one will be our h2. So now let's just change that to h2. h2 in here as well, and this one will be our h3. Let me just get my third button, footer, primary headings as well. So we have primary heading, so we have 4 2 1 3, and this is going to be our street somewhere on earth. Back. Now let's just duplicate that 2 times. So we have a location, then we have like a working hours, so a working hours, and it will be now set to, I don't know, a Monday dash Thursday and also dash Friday and Saturday dash Sunday. And let's just change this one to contact us. Yep, the contact us would be fine. And I'm gonna remove that and change this one to my email. So webdevacademy6@gmail.com. So if you save that, and this is how the footer looks like. So now let's jump into our CSS and footer start and footer end. Okay, so zoom in. Let's just select our footer area right here, and we are going to be changing the background color to be like 1F1 E1E one more time. So this is going to be the background color. Let's just provide a margin top of 10 rem, and the color will be totally white. And let's just use our display flex because we want everything to be wrapping. So for that we can use a flex wrap of wrap. Justify content will be also set to space around. Align items will be now set to center, and give them a height of 100 VH, and font family will be that var of our primary font. So if you save that, and this is how it looks like, but now we have to tweak a little bit more things in there. So let's just get our footer, and then container. Inside this container we want to get our footer heading. So what do we want to do with that? So we are going to be using like a margin bottom of maybe 3 rem. So let's just provide 3 rem and use our footer. Let's just provide our container, and I forgot to get my footer heading, not footer heading but footer primary heading. The font weight will be now set to totally normal. Font size I'm going to be using is 15 pixel, and the margin bottom will be now set to 20 pixels. So if you save that, and this is how it looks like. Okay, so if you just make it smaller, I know everything is looking weird because we're going to use any media queries for that. So now let's just use our media queries, and this is going to be the end of our project. So let's just use like a media queries. I'm going to write add media for only the screen size, and also the max width will be set to 900 pixel. Okay, so what do we have to do? We have to just write a header area. The height I'm going to give him like 120 viewport height. Text align will be now set to center. So if you save that, make it smaller, and this is how it will looks like on a smaller screen size. All right, so now let's just get our section 1, and we are going to be writing a section 1, and height will be now set to like 120 viewport height, and text align will be also set to center as well. Okay, so let's just get our header image. So I'm gonna write header img, and width will be now set to like 250 pixel, and height will be also set to like 250 pixels. So if you save that, so it will now just decrease the size of both of these images right here. Okay, so we are now totally cool with this section. And now let's just write, or let's just work on our main headings real quick. So we have our main headings, and font size I'm going to be using is like 3 rem, and margin top I'm going to be using is like 2 rem. So if you save that, and yep, that's about our headings, like main headings. So now let's just take care of our primary headings, which are these primary headings. So let's just take care of that real quick. So what do we have to do? We have to just write a primary headings, and the width will be just 400 pixels. So if you save that, and yeah, that's looking a bit better, and these are also looking better. So final thing which we have to do for this project is to just select our customer, and select all of the customer images, and select our image. Let's just decrease the sizes of them like 100 pixel width and 100 pixel height. So if you save that and check him out, so this is how it will look like, and everything is working the way we expect them to work. I'm gonna make that just a little bit bigger, and this is how everything looks like. So if you just see that in a bigger screen, this is how it will looks like on a bigger screen. So if you want to provide a lot of styling, so this project is now yours. If you want to find the coding, so you will find the link in the description below. You can click on that and you can grab the code from there. Anyway, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next project.